Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Little Red Riding Hood. Everyone loved her. She was a very caring person. She was loved by all, but mostly her grandma. Her grandma gave her a little red hooded velvet jacket. That is how she got her name, Little Red Riding Hood. One day, her mom wanted her daughter to bring her grandma a bottle of wine and a piece of cake to her grandma. Her grandma was very ill and weak, so she needed the wine and the cake, so she made her daughter go get it for her. Her mom told her to leave early just so it wouldn't get too hot for the Little Red Riding Hood. She made sure she told her daughter to make sure she followed the path and to not break the bottle because her grandma really needed it. And she made sure to tell her daughter to tell her grandma good morning for her to make sure she felt better. Her grandma lives in the woods. It's about halfway away from the village. She has to go through the woods in order to get to her grandma's, though. As Little Red Riding Hood was entering the woods, a wolf had met her at the beginning of the pathway. She didn't know what kind of creature he was. She wasn't very sure of him, but she wasn't afraid of him at all. She showed no fear or anything. She told him good day, and she was on her way to go see her grandma. After that, she left and was on her way again. The wolf then thought to himself, what a tasty little creature. The wolf then followed behind the little girl on her way to her grandma's. The little girl stopped and got flowers for her grandma, though, so the wolf ran to her grandma's house before the little girl got there. Little Red Riding Hood then started looking for flowers off the path, and the wolf began to run to the grandma. He knocked on the door, and then the grandma told him to come in. First thing when the wolf came in, he devoured her. He put her clothes on and her cap and laid in her bed and pretended to be the grandma. Little Red Riding Hood then noticed the time was going by, so she was on her way to her grandma's. She was surprised to see the door open, so she went ahead and went in and started telling her grandma what big ears she had and how big of a mouth she had. She also said how big of eyes you have and hands. The wolf then started saying stuff like, the more to hear you with, the bigger the eyes, the more I can see you with, the bigger the mouth, the more I can eat you with. And the wolf ate the girl. After that, the wolf began to take a nap in her grandma's bedroom. A hunter then came out and thought he would check on the old lady because it seemed a little suspicious in the cabin. He saw that the wolf was sleeping and then the girl and the grandma were gone, so he cut the wolf's stomach open while he was asleep and found the little girl and the grandma. After that, Little Red Riding Hood stayed on the path on her way to her grandma's all the time to make sure this would never happen again. The end.